I would like to invite you into a journey through the future, a day in 2028. This is my bed in 2028. I wake up at 6:17, and I'm perfectly rested because that smart bed actually wakes me up at the right time for my body. I also get some music, the music I like, but with the right level to make my to make the fact that I start my day with again the right feeling. And also, what is interesting with those beds is when, like me, the day before, I got a small injuries because I wanted to test the last electric street rider, and I get a little bit hurt. And the bed is able to adapt, to adjust to that, and then I sleep perfectly well. The other thing that is interesting is the fact that my wife is just beside me, but the smart bed allows to isolate her from the music. And then Silexa, a joint venture, a home assistant from a joint venture between Apple and Amazon, actually told me that one of my sons has actually some fever, but it's not, I have nothing to worry about because the data, the health data, actually has been sent to the health center, and we know that we have to give him some medication, but again, nothing to worry about. Then I ask about my schedule. I know that I have a meeting the next hour in Japan, and I asked to review the bullet point I recorded 2 days ago, as well as the animated presentation that the AI actually put together from those bullet points. And by the way, I already smelled my coffee because it's already here. Then, using HoloSlack, I actually deliver this presentation to a Japan customer, and it feels real. I actually see the audience is seeing me as I am there. And thanks to that, the interaction with this audience is exactly similar to a physical presence. Thanks to that, after that presentation in Japan, knowing that it's 7 a.m. in Paris and 2 p.m. in Tokyo, I can enjoy a breakfast with my wife and kids. And I'm not stressed because I know I will not be late, because actually my self-driving car is waiting for me. And there is no traffic jam anymore, because everybody is using that. You pay a subscription to public transportation, and thanks to that, all the traffic in the city on highways is completely adjusted to be sure that as soon as you are requested from the people in the cities, you have the self-driving car that are there on time, and you know that if it's 20 minutes, it will be 20 minutes. You don't have to think about finding a parking lot anymore. You do not wasting time because of a car. You do not even own a car. What for? So knowing that my cafe latte is waiting for me inside the car, I take that self-driving car and I'm right on time at the office. And now I have a meeting using the new version of HoloSlack with my team manager that is based in Sweden. And again, it's very convenient. It's feeling right. It's feeling that we are actually physically side by side. And with the 16K resolution of this new HoloSlack, our mind is always tricked because at the end of the meeting, we always try to check our hands, which is not feasible yet. And from Tokyo to Sweden, being in Paris, I am able to really work and exchange with people without wasting a lot of time in unnecessary travel. And that makes the entire day truly efficient. when you think about the way you work or you interact with the information, you will have an access to a lot of screens. But those screens will be invisible. They will just be there when you need information. They are integrated in walls, they are integrated in your desk, and they are here to give you access to information, to execute some task, but also to remind things that you may forgot. Of course, you have new sort of devices that are also very convenient, not talking about smart glasses, but also smart contact lenses. And again, those type of things are very convenient because you see the information when you need it. And for instance, with those type of contact lenses, it's through augmented reality. But again, it's only visible when you need it and provide information that will be very helpful with regards to what you want to do. Then you come back home, and the home assistant is helping you with all your day-to-day life. And it's for your task, for your schedule, for the food in the fridge, for the things that you have to do with your bank, with your insurance. I mean, the access to the type of things you need to do are super simple because you are not searching for things anymore. You are not filling fields to actually provide information to get answer or to get things done. You just ask, and you just have then to select between different options. For instance, I want to replace my shoes. Please, and you talk to your assistant, what will be the best shoes with regard to my profile, because I want to replace them. Or I would like to organize an holiday trip and find a sunny place during the Paris winter for the entire family with regard to my budget. And of course, with regard to the work schedule, both of my wife and myself. And then you get the answer. You do not have to provide several times through specific screens those information. You just have to talk. And that's only using your senses. Same thing in your office. You speak, you listen, you see things, and actually keyboards are just for very old and legacy systems. You are not using them anymore. To achieve those type of services, there is an important thing to understand. You have a digital twin. A representation of yourself, of your behavior, or actually the behavior of your entire family, of everybody, as data. And that digital twins has a better memory and more detailed memories than even yourself. Thanks to that data, machines are talking to machine, exchanging data, making your life more convenient. And answering to requests sometimes even before you actually expressed it. And at this point, I would like to ask you a question. Do you think that is scary or not? Raise your hand if you think that's scary. Okay, let's say 65% of the room think that's scary. So I think that it's scary, but don't get me wrong. I think data and this type of thing are super impressive, will deliver tons of incredible services. But the thing is, we need to be careful because this is my digital me. The data are similar to me because it represents me, and I need to own those data. That's the key, and I will come back to that. What you could argue is the fact that is this really happening in 2028, 10 years from today? I think it's already there. Magic leap. They pivot a little bit the technology. At the beginning, it was like a laser that pointed directly into your eye for augmented reality entertainment. Now they are more in the smart glasses, but it's still a very impressive technology. The Google contact lenses are actually able to and aim to monitor the level of glucose and in your eye. That's clearly convenient for the people that need to take care about that. Not mentioning Alexa and all those smart speakers that are actually more and more helping to manage your house and give you a more convenient access to data. Self-driving trucks, as announced by Tesla recently, and of course, Microsoft, other Google project, and so on. So this is already happening, or Boston Robotics, with regards to very smart robots that are really capable of human behavior. That's super impressive. And so it's already happening. You have already prototypes or even mass production products that are opening the road to those type of interaction where data is absolutely central. Think back 10 years ago, because I was explaining what could happen 10 years from now in 2028. But think back 10 years from today. That was the launch of the iPhone. Just a little reminder, at the time, in case you forgot, the marketing of Nokia was pushing the fact that this is the future of the phone. The reality was a little bit different. The UX and the UI of the phone was not that convenient. But what happened 10 years later? This is probably what you're doing when you wake up and you're going to sleep, just before. You're actually listening to music, watching movies, even video calling family from San Francisco to Paris, just by touching a screen. The scale of the evolutions of the thing that change our day-to-day life that happened in just 10 years has been absolutely surprising. A little bit scary sometimes, but most importantly, really impressive. So those type of changes that will happen in the next 10 years, within the next 10 years, will change a lot of things for companies. First, the type of content and the way you deliver it to customer. Of course, device and interaction will change. Then, the content and the delivery also will change, especially for companies such as Jahia. The traditional commerce will change. Again, think about data to data. The fridge will actually know that some food are missing according to the profile, and then you will get the delivery of that food immediately without, asking something to Alexa or even buying something on the Amazon website. It will just be there. And of course, human and machine interaction will change. You will not have to speak and repeat twice the same sentence to a Siri and Alexa to get things done. And the type of sentences will become more and more complex, but making your life simpler. Of course, marketing will completely change because those type of interaction requires different type of message and experience. Remember what just David actually said. If you're not changing the experience with Alexa, then the brand is actually represented by Alexa. Alexa voice, Alexa way of explaining things. So if you want to put some color in order to let the people, even if they are talking with those devices, really be in the experience of your brand, you need to change the way you are sending the data to those speakers, to those smart speakers. And ultimately, you need the service real time. You are expecting things getting done very quickly. That resonates, of course, with what Michael shared also yesterday. It's even for business transaction. 82% of Amazon companies expect when they are dealing with the company an Amazon-like experience. And Amazon-like means I'm an Amazon Prime customer. Sometime when I order something before 10 a.m., I get it before 2 p.m. That's what happened. Thinking about Brian Solis, he talked about the Amazon effect for the consumer. And as soon as a company is disruptive by providing a stellar service that is new, he raised the bar for the entire market segment. That's the Amazon effect. People want that type of agility. They want that type of interaction. They really want it now. It's real time, and it will get even worse, assuming that those interaction using voice, people just want to talk and get the thing that they are expecting immediately. The immediacy is becoming a true, it's truly important with regards to the interaction with brands. And everything, all those pieces are coming together because at the same time you have a lot of technologies that are becoming mainstream at a pace that has been never seen before. IoT, Internet of Things, it's a new acronym, but basically, and you will see that, those things, those beacons, but those smart speakers, those virtual assistants, those smart watches are now everywhere. 50% of the searches will be soon voice-based. Not mentioning that the way you are dealing with a transaction is becoming even faster with the rise of those cryptocurrencies. I mean, all those technology all together are moving forward at a pace that we never seen before. And again, that resonates with Michael's presentation. Maybe you say, okay, smart speaker, but I bought one, but you know, how many people? I'm an early adopter. I'm a geek. I like technology, so I bought one. But how many people actually really use those things? I mean, a lot. This year, and the year is not finished, on a population of an adult population of 252 million, actually near 50 million of adults in the US actually own a smart speaker. But on top of that, 35% of that population actually own more than one, even 5. And if you look at where they are in the kitchen, they are in the living room, in the bedroom, and the bathroom. So it's everywhere. So again, it's a disruption in a way that the pace of adoption, I mean, smart speaker even, let's say, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, was just, you know, a new thing, little buggy that people, early adopters, will only buy to play with it and forget it. Now it's becoming mainstream in less than 2 years. And it's really an important thing because all the major brands, Google, Amazon, Apple, are getting after that market. Because if you own the last mile, not even last mile, the last centimeter to the customer, you own the customer. Issue with that, those companies then collect an enormous amount of data. And there is new type of jobs that are there. Maybe you don't know that. But to help those artificial intelligence, the Siris, the Alexias, the Hey Google, to be a little more smarter day after day, there are people that are listening to what you're saying to detect when Alexa is not understanding what you're saying, and fix and explain to be sure that the next time you ask the same thing, then Alexa will deliver the proper answer. They are learning fast. They are starting to learn with the help of human beings, but soon the machine learning algorithm will be better and better. But hey, you are actually sending to the system, sending to the cloud of those private companies tons of data. And data breach after data breach, people start to understand that the digital twin is important. And the one important thing, again, mentioned by Michael, the fact that as a consumer, you like to stay, you're loyal to a brand when you trust that brand. But that trust could be gone in seconds. It all happened to us. Sometimes you are really disappointed by a place, a restaurant, a service, never come back. And the thing is, 63% of the customers are really worried about what? About the way companies are actually managing those personal data. Those two percentage together is a really threat for the growth of the company, for any type of companies that rely on data. And today, there is no a single company that do not need data for its own marketing. I remember back in 2015, when Serge and I launched at the ApacheCon, the Apache Unami project, the open source customer data platform with data privacy by design. And at the time, the fact that you can put together digital marketing and data privacy was quite not understood, especially in the US, because tons of companies actually catch those data to provide services. But again, we thought at the time that collecting and having those technology to act as a hub and understand and have a fantastic view of customer behavior could be also a threat if you do not explain to the customer or give control to the customer to give a control on his data. And if, again, you explain things, and if the customer think that what you're doing with the data helping to get a better service, not repeating himself every time he contacts the company through a different touch point, for instance, then you agree to share that data, and then you will be able to build a better experience, and a better experience means what? Increase of selling. That's the objective. And this is 24 hours later, that announcement, back in 2015, a young Austrian lawyer, Max Empf, won his claim against Facebook. Overnight, something known at the time as the Safe Harbor Act was gone. What happened is the fact that Max Empf actually asked Facebook for his data, and he discovers that some of the deleted posts was still there. But Facebook said at the time, Safe Harbor Act, the data are hosted in the US, we are doing whatever we want, we are not deleting it. And Europe say, no, actually Max is a European citizen, you have to. That opened the road to the Privacy Shield and then to the GDPR. And recently to new laws in California that are actually super protective for data privacy, completely aligned with the GDPR. That's yesterday's example. Just there, over the river. It's an advertising for an insurance company, a French one, Maif. Why protecting your personal data? Because they have to stay protected. What is interesting though, first it's a Jahia customer, but what's interesting that KPMG every year actually analyze the customer experience of 300 brands. The top 10, you will see 3 Jahia customers. The first one being Massif, and all of those 3 ones are insurance company. Maif, Massif, and GMF, Jahia customer. Again, privacy matters. So the foundation to build platform that will help you as customer and partner to actually keep the pace with the new digital expectation of the customer, I think you understood now, it's data, data, and data. But not at the cost of the data privacy of your customer. You need to take care of that. The other thing that is important, you need to have an architecture that is really modular and open to the external world, external third-party application. We are becoming more and more living in an API world. So you need that modularity to plug to external API, to utilize the data, and plug or unplug the things that you need at a certain point of time. That's, let's say, for the developers, but also for the marketers. Even though that type of interoperability is very key and at the back end, you need that the resulting application need to be super simple. You need to be able to operate what you need to do using interface that clearly hide that sophistication. So today should pave the way for the future. And all the things that we showcased during those 2 days has always been built with that in mind. Modularity, be open to other applications, and ultimately being simple for the business users. That's the DNA of Jahia, and a lot of discussion that we had during those 2 days are great proof of that. With Jahia, you have the largest choice of integration to make that happen. First thing we announced during those 2 days, our cloud offering, Jahia Cloud offering. Your digital experience platform got cloud power backup, literally. And the objective is to make the experience infrastructure so simple that you can, so that you don't have to even think about it and focus on the most important thing, get things done. Focus on your business, not on the primary. 2, you got the power to launch all type of personalized cross-channel initiatives. Headless or not, with external application, mobile application, or website, global and local, simply and fast. For that, we progressively introduce in the platform the usage of new state-of-the-art technologies, API-centric ones, such as our powerful GraphQL API, and React component, the latest version of those powerful JavaScript frameworks that are now becoming a standard in a lot of digital agencies. The last thing that also has been shared on the product side, among a lot of other things during those 2 days, is the fact that we let you work with the tool of choice, even the legacy one, but let you connect to the next big thing. 2 examples. One that I just shared the 1 hour ago, connecting an artificial intelligence-powered chatbot with an Ibris version 6 that is already deployed for another project, but providing a completely different interface, another website with state-of-the-art React component that the digital agency you work with absolutely love, and give the ability to actually have a different type of experience, collecting the data through a customer data platform, and helping your marketers to build a personalization with the customer according to the data and the consent that you get from the interaction, the exchange with the customer. So again, the bridge between something that is really innovative and your legacy system, your back-end commerce that you work with or you try to put in place and you stabilize for the last 2 years. You don't want to change that. It's working. So now you want to utilize that in a better way. That's the value of the platform. Twilio, it's also interesting. Demo has been done by Damien. Again, an external application, we collect the data, and Twilio is actually a support center, SaaS support center tool, and you can ask to be called, and then it's helping to solve questions from the customer. We did that integration, and even the sentences that the system actually is sharing through the phone could be done and take from the DX platform through our API. That's the type of thing we are able to do. So what about tomorrow, 2019, next year? What is important, and something that we started quite a while ago, is really to speak to our customer. All our customers are really happy about what we delivered, but also we perfectly got the fact that the way you are working is not the same today as maybe 5 years ago. And coming from Steve Jobs, that's a very clever, probably obvious, but a very clever statement. You've got to start with the customer experience and work back toward the technology and not the other way around. And this is how we will deal with on the 5 topics that will be a focus next year. The first and main one will be the UX. We want to work on the new UX of DX, of Digital Experience Manager. And to do so, we will follow a path that is completely aligned with our DNA. We already started, and that was the previous UI of our product. And we already improved things with the new version of the product, changing the UI, as you can see there. But we also started to, thanks to the introduction of those new frameworks and API approach, to build new modules, new components that deliver new capabilities to the entire platform. Here, the new local site manager. And you see there that not only the UI, but the UX change. For instance, there you see that you understand exactly what you're doing. You have steps, you have explanation, you have the drag and drop. You also access to the different type of interface and function when it's the most convenient. The type of user interface are also very clean, and we try to make things simpler. That's possible because of the introduction, release after release, of those new type of frameworks, and really help to start to work in a very progressive way on the project of improving the way you work with the platform on those new capabilities. But it's not enough, of course. So we are currently starting, and we already started the work, around a new content and experience production journey. And to do so, in that order, we will have, and we already have, a customer-centric approach. The product manager at Jahia did an absolutely impressive work by interviewing a lot of our customers, and we gather that information to better understand today how you're working. What is missing in the product? That needs to be changed, because the objective is not to have you change the way you work to adapt yourself to the tool. It should be the other way around. We should provide a tool that adapts to the way you're working. So we listen to that, we work a lot, and clearly we are gathering that information in order to provide a UX-first approach, so thinking of the product, about the business value we want to deliver, about the type of task we would like to help you with, and then align the technology after that. And we will share those different steps in a very progressive way at the specification phase, but also at the prototyping phase, and of course after that, when the product will be near release with our customer and partners, the same way we did, by the way, with the new local site manager or the new content and media manager that offer those headless capabilities now with DX. But we do not want a big bang. It's not like next major version, bam, everything changed. We release progressively new modules that will improve the UX and the UI of the product. And as for the new UI on Tracit or for the new local site manager, you will have the choice to use it or not, to deploy it from a user perspective, and certain users will continue to use the previous UI, some will use a new one, but again, it's a matter of choice. So very progressive, no big bang, and the objective is also within that process to collect the feedback and make sure that by the end of the year, we will provide the best possible new version of our UX. 2, we'll continue to make personalized, headless, more simple, and still less static. Again, personalized means not static. That's clearly the issue with the headless per player. We clearly have a lot of experience on that, and this is also a focus we really want to provide for those multi-channel scenarios, the best possible interface. And that interface and that UX is based on an API, GraphQL, and new frameworks, React, that are, again, completely aligned with the state-of-the-art technologies that the partner we are working with are actually using. 3, your DXP industrialize on your cloud. So here, we know that some of our important customers are actually using their own private cloud, and they want to have the same type of industrialization that the one that we provide on our offer. Okay, so technology, support of technologies such as Kubernetes or OpenShift will become a reality, Docker so, and we provide that to the customer that's requiring this. 4, AI, artificial intelligence. But again, AI for what? There is 2 paths here. You can improve the experience of the visitors of the website or application that are actually powered by our platform, and you can also improve the day-to-day work of the marketers that are actually working on the platform. So we already have a lot of exchange and analyzed all those companies, especially on product recommendation, but also, as you saw, working with a soft team on the IBM Watson platform. We really start to have experience, build some prototypes, and we really want to deliver modules that will, such as the tag recommendation you saw on pictures. We may have other type of interesting capabilities. Same thing on Commerce.io, having a way to deliver product recommendation based on those type of platform. But we want to make it modular. We want to make it simple at the end for the user of our platform. Again, same philosophy, same key principle, and be sure that at the end of the day, it will deliver great value for our customer. Last but not least, customer data are central, as you know. You have to make it yours. You have to leverage it, but you have also to protect it. So Marketing Factory will provide a new way to analyze performance with regard to the personalization you put in place to give insight for marketers. And we will work also on the Apache project, the customer data platform, to even improve what we already done following the GDPR the GDPR requirement. We implement a lot of features that help our customer with regard to what GDPR is requesting, but we have other ideas to make the data privacy even more efficient, and that's clearly also a focus. So as a conclusion, I would like to say, of course, thank you, but in a way that is also a thank you for our customer and our partner. Why? Because as we shared yesterday, we have a renewal rate that is at more than 96%, which is absolutely huge. But one of the things that is also important is a lot of our customer for the last 5, 8, 10, even 12 years. So when we're saying that we are a platform for the long run, we really mean it. And those customers, such as the European Parliament, for instance, they are running the latest version of our software. And you cannot achieve that if the platform is not following the requirement of those type of sophisticated customers. And that's why, again, the modularity of the platform, the fact that you can really do whatever you want and build on top of it for the long run is so important. And we are not just saying that. I mean, Gartner, for instance, recognized it, saying that the support that we deliver to help our customer implementing those projects is really there. So we are here, we are your partner to put in place your project, of course, before the subscription signature, but also after. And I would like to thank also, and just one thing, last thing, our business model, we are an open source company, so you as customer and partner helping us to improve the product. We are working together to make it better, and your feedback, the participation on the new things that we are putting together, and all the things that you just saw have been really a collaboration between our ecosystem. And I would like to thank you for that, because again, it's helping to build a better platform for everybody. And of course, I would like to thank the entire Jahia team, because this is thanks to them that this has been possible over years. So thank you all.
Thank you, Elie.
Yep.
That's it. Don't go. We've packed in a lot. It's been a very busy 2 days with a lot of content. Hopefully for you, it's been fun. Hopefully it's been inspiring. Hopefully it's been educational. Hopefully you're excited about what's coming down the line. 2 reminders. One is #Jahia Days. Please use it in whatever medium of social media you use. Please give us your thoughts on the last couple of days. Second reminder is the feedback forms. I think we've got a demonstration of a feedback form here. Yeah, so that's the sort of feedback form. I don't know who filled that one in. But yeah, seriously, we'd love to have your feedback forms as and when. You better take that off now. It's going to cost me my job. And some thank yous. Firstly, thank you to you. Thank you to you for your engagement, your support, and for being a part of these special 2 days. Thank you to Sodexo. Sodexo, thank you, number one, for being a great customer, but thank you for these facilities and the professional way in which you've looked after us over the last couple of days. So big thank you to you. Thank you to the presenters. It's not just the case that the presenters come up and talk to you for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. There's a lot of prep. There's a lot of rehearsals. And a lot of that ends up being in their own private time. So thank you to the presenters, both internal and external. Thank you again to Julie and her team. They've produced a fantastic show under a lot of time pressure. So a big thank you to Julie and her team. Anybody wants sort of goodbye drinks? There are drinks organized across the road from the railway station. There's a place called Regalia. We'll be able to direct you there. But if anybody wants a drink before they head on their way, you're very welcome. Thank you to you again. I wish you safe journeys. I wish you a great weekend. And thank you all for your support. Thank you.